think this competition now, everyone's getting very familiar with each other. Teams are all at a similar level, and the games hopefully will be a bit more exciting this year with the new rules.
So, lads, what do you think of the draw?
I suppose we've actually played everybody here in the last couple of years, so a few familiar games. Going down to Pierce Park for about the 5th time in the last couple of years. So look, it'll be tough. Teams are all at a similar level, and the games hopefully will be a bit more exciting this year with the new rules.
Yeah, hopefully now. I think the last game we played you was at like 11-10 or something like that. Or it was grim enough, alright. So yeah, hopefully a bit more high score this time, alright, yeah.
I think this competition now, everyone's getting very familiar with each other, and I suppose the league too. We were delighted because the longest trip we have at home and the shortest trip we have away. So it just, from a pure logistical point of view, that was definitely handy, and then sure, obviously if you're in a neutral venue.
Yeah, I think it's good that we all kind of know each other from the league. I think heading up to Fermanagh in our first game now would be a good test to see, I suppose, where we're at.
So lads, who's the ones to watch, are the rising stars within your squads?
I suppose for us probably it'd be Matthew Carey for us this year, alright. Yeah, he's only come in from the 20. He's still 20, alright, and he's hitting the freeze, playing centre forward for us. So yeah, he's probably the rising one for us this year. And yeah, what about yourselves?
For us, suppose it's probably Paul Breen would be one of the players who just came into the squad this year, but he's picked up an injury, so hopefully he's back before the end of the competition. But he's been one who's come in this year and went straight into the team, so he's been going well.
Yeah, I think we have a few boys there now coming up in their 20s as well. I suppose lads early in, maybe the likes of Liam Gavin and John Perry coming up and stepping up into the senior team now, so good to see them lads this year.
Yeah, we've a good mix as well between new young lads like Keane Hughes and Jack Higgins and a few of them lads, and then obviously lads who've been around but have really stepped up, like Tom Byrne or Sean Noel had a great start, but then unfortunately lost to injury. But yeah, a good mix between. We've probably seen consistency in our panel, which has benefited us this year.
Right, so who do we think the dark horses are this year?
I don't know. I suppose for me, maybe I might be dark horse, maybe Sligo. I think yeah, they did a good out in Connacht. Poor maybe start to the league, but they had a strong finish to the league. So that's maybe I'd be tipping now. What about yourself, Mikey?
Yeah, I don't know about dark horses, but I think anyone who's playing in London, they're going to be a tough team to turn over, especially in the group stage. I wouldn't be surprised if they got out.
Definitely, yeah. I think Antrim as a C3, semi-finalists in this competition already, I think, and we saw what they did against Armagh in that first round of Ulster, scoring whatever it was, 122 or whatever they did. Going to be tricky opposition for anyone.
Yeah, I think Antrim are very strong for seed 3, and agree with Sligo. They had a poor start to the league. I think they had a lot of boys missing, and with the club team getting a great run in All Ireland probably held them back a wee bit, but then they finished the league really strong, so yeah, they'll be one to watch out for.
Right lads, so who was the danger man for your team this year?
I'd say for us, so it was Conor Love really stepped up again. Downey had a brilliant game. He's been going well, and then Garvin Jones as well throughout the league has been kicking a lot of scores, so they're probably the two at the minute that have been going well.
Yeah, I'd say for us maybe Conor Crowley inside and Kevin Murphy maybe, and John, likes of having Derek going back in now as well. He's obviously going to be a danger man in a lot of games, so
definitely Paddy Hughes. So I think he was our top scorer from playing. Sure, he's always at 8 or 9 out of 10. Definitely
had him in my fantasy.
Did you? Yeah. Sure, he served you well.
I think for us probably was 2 minutes for us, but Oran Kenny, I suppose, probably just for his 2-point ability. He might have touched the ball 3 or 4 times and a half, but he could get 1-2, 1-3, 1-4 for you. And then I suppose overall, then probably Desi Ramsden from wing back. It's just been absolutely flying, absolutely ripping it up for us wing back. So yeah, that's probably our 2 men. So Decky, what's the best game you've played in or seen in Tailteann Cup so far?
Played in, I don't know, we've probably underperformed for most of the Tailteann Cup over the last few years. Best game I've seen, final 2 years ago maybe.
Yeah, I think for us maybe we haven't had a great run in Tailteann Cup, so I think our one win was against Wicklow in the Pierce Park 2 years ago, so I'll go with that one. Yeah, what's that, Mikey?
I suppose Tip a few years ago, I remember in Dr. Cullen, that was a good game. a good win, and I suppose playing yourselves in the Moore Park actually was. I was bring that one up. It wasn't a bad game either.
That's playing. We had a good match it was a draw. I think we got it. Yeah, we had a good surge in the second half, and we bet awfully, Moore Park by a good bit. We probably wouldn't have expected to get into the quarter final 2 years too. But I think watching, I was down in Sligo going to extra time last year, was it, in the semi final? I think it was had everything. Definitely.
Who do you think has a chip on the shoulder, who's playing with something to prove?
Leash, what, finalist last year, semi-finalist the year before. I think same management team. We had a tough match against them in the first round of Leinster this year. I'd say they could definitely be looking at this competition as a serious opportunity to get silverware.
Yeah, I'd say Leash as well. I'd say kind of Westmeath as well. Like, they kind of had a hard run in Leinster there. They'd be looking to prove something in this competition kind of from the get-go.
I think there's probably a lot of teams playing with something to prove. I think yourselves will probably want to answer the critics you've had this year, but I think you have improved from the league already, and I think you'll be looking to push on after the fiasco. I think Kildare probably a team that expect to be above this level and would feel they are above this level and will probably be playing with something to prove. And to be honest, I think ourselves, after disappointing defeat in Ulster, I'm hoping that we can bounce back and maybe prove something.
Yeah, I would probably have said maybe Offaly as well there, because I suppose Clare hadn't reached the Munster final. They would have been a Sam Maguire, so they're probably winning Division 3, being Division 2 next year. So they'd probably be looking to push on after a big year and really prove, I suppose, that they're at that level and secure their spot next year too.
Jeez, we nearly named everyone at this stage.
That's what I mean.
Lamford, Wexford, Carlow.
So if you weren't playing football, what sport would you be doing?
Be playing golf. Still try to play a wee bit of it, but at a very poor standard. But I'll be playing it, I know. A bit more out of a bit more time, but
in Wexford, hurling, like, sure, we all hurl. Good or not, I don't know, but probably be forced. Or soccer, I used to play a lot of soccer. Probably miss playing soccer a bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, there's only one thing, it's football, so I don't know. A few of the boys are getting the paddle, so maybe we give paddle a rattle or something like that. Yeah, it's guys give it a go once now, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd say basketball would be mine. I'd still try play some mob in my spare time, but wouldn't mind paddle though either, in fairness.
It's good. It's decent though.
Favourite grounds to play at? You have some good stories there from Dr. Cullen Park, is it?
You just saying there, he enjoys the tongue coming out of it.
well, they wouldn't let us on the pitch to warm up last year, so there's a bit of argy-bargy to get into the pitch in the first place. I'd probably, it's hard to know, maybe Healy Park. We beat Monaghan in Ulster semi-final there. It's probably one of my best days in a manager, so fond memories of that.
Yeah, for me personally, it probably would be Connor Park, Tullamore, probably more from the club perspective now, but yeah, some special days up there, like, so yeah. So it's going to be a lucky ground for both Lamford and club, like, so for me anyway.
Yeah, I'd say Semple Stadium for me is probably one of the nice places to go on and play in. It's just enjoyable going down there. It's a great stadium, like.
Yeah, we had our first one out in Croke Park there, like, that's probably a given, but we actually enjoyed, I enjoyed playing up in Bruiser Park and Fermanagh. Kind of the trees are there, kind of feels like it's on top of you. I thought it was going on. I think Wexford Park, I do, and like probably all say our home grounds, but Wexford Park is I enjoy playing in Wexford Park.
Bruce's ground, as long as you're up in the middle of the summer and not too early.
You're lucky it wasn't waterlogged.
Thanks lads.
Best of luck. See you all over the next few weeks.